Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Mid-Valley Spartans basketball. Joining us is the head coach, Mike Abda. Well, a busy weekend for you guys. Beat Dunmore. You get to play them again Tuesday night, Coach. So you go bang, bang here with the Dunmore Bucks and the way the things are going in the league. It's really still anybody's game when districts shake out, that's for sure.
Yeah, no question about it. It won't be easy to come back and play them again. And, the league, we're very happy right now, obviously, winning the first half, but we just can't get complacent at all because, Dunmore can really, they just proved that they can beat anybody on any given night. And Riverside's getting to full strength now as far as health. Holy Cross is a very, very good team. So, it should be an interesting second half.
Well, Coach, you come off a 23-6 mark from last year. A really nice year for you, that's for sure. But you're back this year with some new starters and some other guys. Let's first talk about Alex Przlupski. He's been a bread and butter for you, a 3-year starter.
Yeah, he's he's definitely the leader there out on the floor. Not the most vocal guy, but I think kind of leads by example and really work ethic as far as practice and stuff. But he's just having a great year. Everything we expected when we looked at this off season and all the hard work that he put in and the goals that he set for our team and himself. And, we expected him to be playing like this. This wasn't, it's not a surprise. It's just a result of hard work.
Well, you're not a real big team, Coach, but you got guys that are, right around that 6-foot mark, and another guy who starts for you as a point guard, A.J. Gangemi.
Yeah, A.J.'s doing a great job this year with the point, and actually our second leading rebounder the whole season next to Walsh. He's not afraid to mix it up down low. He could post. He has great footwork. He hit a couple big shots over the last couple games. Really, we've seen some box and one, diamond and one, and some some different junk defenses to try to take Alex out of the game. And a lot of guys have stepped up, and AJ's definitely been one of them. Last night they went box and one. The first possession, AJ hit a corner three. Stepped into it with confidence. So, we feel good about where he's at right now, and he seems to be getting better every week.
Talking with Mike Abda here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers, as we talk Mid-Valley Spartans basketball. Well, we go down the line. Tyler Collins, remember him from the football field. He's a tough kid. Tell us how he is on the basketball court.
He's a lot of the same. You got to love the way the kid plays. He just, never stops. Just a tough kid, physically, mentally. Never really gets too down on himself. Never really gets too high if he makes a good play. He's just out there playing. And, sometimes when I'm watching film, he's really the glue that keeps us together because he's such a good passer. And he'll rebound even though he's not the biggest guy on the floor. If there's a loose ball, he's going after it. Set solid screens, and most of the time, he's either guarding their best player or their second best player. So he has a tough defensive assignment every night. He's usually at a height disadvantage. He can play in the four. Really, as a guard, he's been the guy that has had to change position. With the injury, the off-season injury to Josh Tanner, Tyler's been the guy that had to change positions and really, hasn't complained once about it. Just, he just wants to win. He just wants to help his team, and that's just the type of kid he is.
Well, you got a guy who's been through some adversity, Martin Walsh. He's a tough kid, 3-year starter, but has had some knee issues. But tell us how Martin is doing there for Mid-Valley.
It's been really nice to watch him develop, I think, mentally and physically this past season. Last year was tough for him because he was coming back off an injury. Right at the beginning of his sophomore year, he tore his ACL. At sophomore basketball year. So he's out the whole basketball year, and then went right to football his junior year, and then right back to basketball. And he just missed such a big gap there as far as development. And, last year he was just still kind of going through some bumps in the road. I don't think people realize that because he went from a freshman and missed a whole year and a whole off season, and then came back as a junior. But what a difference! I mean, he's been just a total enforcer down there in the post, blocking shots. He had 5 block shots last night, rebounding, and then on the other end, just the mental aspect of it. I mentioned Alex not being a, leads by example, but doesn't, not very vocal. I think Martin's more of a vocal guy. If he's on the bench, he's supporting his teammates. If he's in the game, he's trying to talk through it, and he's just been really positive. And it's one of those joys of coaching when you watch a kid develop like that and really come a long way. I'm proud of Martin.
Yeah, I got to see him play football, as a young guy, 9th and 10th grade, and, really did a nice job there. And, of course, here on the basketball court in his senior year, did a great job for you guys, for the Spartans. Let's round out the top 5. You have a young man named Jason Kenny.
Yeah, another example of hard work. No varsity experience coming into this year at all. He was our top JV player last year. And, he just did it the traditional way. He came up as a freshman and worked hard to get into the JV lineup. Last year as a 10th grader, he was our go-to, junior varsity player, and then had a great off season and, just got himself in the starting lineup early on in the off season and never left. He just, people, if you view him just as a knockdown shooter, it would be a mistake because he just does a lot of different things. He transitions, passing, sees the floor really well. His rebounding and his defense has come a long way over the last couple of weeks. From where he was at the beginning of the season to now, he's really picked it up. And, again, he's the guy, all the guys we've talked about, but he's the guy, like, when they do go boxing one or you see these young defenses, he's been hitting shots left and right. And, again, just like every kid on the team, really, he'll do whatever's asked of him, and he's having a great year, too.
Talking Mid-Valley Spartans basketball here on the John Mendola Show with head coach Mike Abda. Well, Mike, you got to have some guys off the bench that could do the job for you as well. Tell us about some of the depth you have off that bench that helps these Spartans get some rest and make sure that everybody's getting quality minutes, because you'll need that once the playoffs come around.
Yeah, definitely. We kind of have a lot of different guys coming off, and I think it's just one of those things we don't really have a set thing where, this guy's going to be the first off. It's always the game dictating that to us. Early on in the season, first game of the season, really, a couple of our guards got in foul trouble, and Ryan Kenny came in and hit a big shot against Montrose, and then got a big offensive rebound. So, I mean, there's an example there. Last night, the guy that I thought gave us the biggest spark was Mo Blackwell. Came off, he had a bunch of rebounds, a putback for a layup. He dove on the floor a few times. Danny Wood has been the Dunmore game the first time, came off and made a big basket with like a second left before the end of the first quarter. And Zach Nemitz has kind of been new to the rotation. We were struggling a few weeks ago against zone, and Zach has really helped us. He's a zone buster. He can hit from anywhere really on the floor. And so we've been experimenting, with him, and he's got some more minutes the last couple games. He's just a really, really confident kid, and that's what the coaching staff likes about him. When we put him in there, he's never nervous. He wants the ball, and he's not afraid to shoot it or do what's necessary. So, those 4 guys kind of round out the rotation there. And if I had to go deeper, I really think that I could. There's some other big men that, on the roster that I have confidence in, and some other guards as well. So.
Well, you have a great team, a great year last year at 23-6, and it's been a nice run for you, Mike. I hope you guys continue what your goals are and try to get a quest for a district championship. It's going to be brutal all the way around the board, whether it's boys, girls, from single A to quad A this year in District 2, and that's a good thing. Make everybody better and make everybody ready for that state tournament.
Yep, that's what it's all about, John. One game at a time right now is our goal. First half, was kind of our insurance policy. And we got that, and you're guaranteed that title game if you should slip up. But really, we're just approaching this as we're 6 games away from the league championship. Something that we all really, really want, and we've been focused on for a long time. So 6 games away, and that's the focus.
Well, thank you, Mike, for joining us here on the John Mendola Show. That's Mike Abda from Mid-Valley here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.